All right. Hi, everybody. So, welcome to the loft. It's time for yoga. Everyone ended up choosing the download this morning. I was supposed to do it live with a couple of people, but they ended up having something come up. So, today's version is not on Zoom at all. It's actually just here on YouTube. And so, welcome. Our topic today is taking the weight off. This was inspired by one of our dear fellow yogis, Alicia. She was like, I need something to stretch the shoulders because she's was talking about doing a lot of work with the arms, and especially during the holidays, a lot of us are working with our arms a lot more, maybe in the kitchen or cleaning the house. So I feel like this is definitely a good opportunity to bring some shoulder work into the practice, and I hope that whenever you end up doing this that you find it very helpful and healing. Okay, so I will be doing the poses with you guys today since no one else is here with me. And I'm looking around because the sun is not up yet. So I have a light on in here, but I had to turn it like facing away from me, otherwise it was like blaring right in my face. So apologies that it's not super bright, but the sun, as it comes up, it will get lighter in here and you'll be able to see me even better. But we just make do, right? Okay, so our class is going to start sitting on your bottom. So let's talk about the poses and the props that you might need for today. So when we're working with the shoulders, ideally we're going to be working basically from the hips up. And I put in some gentle stretching to start out. And then we'll be moving into an eagle arm position, and that's a nice stretch with some butterfly. Also reclining butterfly, which we have not done in a really long time, so I'm really excited about that. Melting heart and thread the needle are other ones that I haven't really done in a long time. So I'm looking forward to class, and I hope you are too. If you need props, my suggestions would be 2 blocks if you have them. If not, books work well. Some either small pillow or blanket, and then also maybe a bigger pillow today because we're going to do the reclining butterfly, which you really want to be able to lay back on something that will support your weight. And the blocks in the books will also come in handy for that. Okay, so finding an easy pose. I do have a little bit of piano music playing today in the background. If you can't hear it, then you can always play something at home that is something that you would like to hear. Okay, so a nice easy pose. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you, if you have crystals that you like to bring in, if you have other memorabilia that are things that attune with your energy, then have them nearby you while you're doing your practice. I have my chakra stones here with me today, and a few extra ones that basically wanted to be in the space. And then I also brought an essential oil up here with me today. I brought lavender today. You guys know me. I use Young Living just because I trust where its seeds and plants are coming from. But because we're taking the weight off and we're wanting to calm, lavender is fantastic for that. So maybe go ahead if you've got your whatever, your oil or anything else that you want to use. If not, pause the video, go grab it, and then come back. But once you have it, take a good whiff. Breathe it in. Aroma is the quickest way that you can get an oil into your body. It's the quickest way through the nose. So, kind of shoved it up my nose. It's funny. Anyway, okay. And then, like when I have you guys all together, sometimes I'll put some on a cotton, and then you can kind of keep it with you. But if you shove it up your nose, then it's there all the time. All right. Okay, easy pose. All right. So hips stable, feeling both sits bones, in other words, on the ground. Sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and contract in the pelvic girdle. You want to pull the belly button in toward the spine and give you some support there so that all the muscles in the low back are supported. Nice anchoring. And then you can relax your shoulders back once you have the core set. Maybe having the palms up in a receiving motion. Maybe you want them down to help you feel more grounded to the earth. Maybe you want both. Whatever feels right for you today. And then close your eyes. Bring your awareness into right here, right now. As we set and open this space, I ask that our higher selves, our angels and guides, I invite them in to come close and be with us during this session today. I ask them to protect this space, past, present, and future, and bring about an opportunity of relaxation, to be able to take what we feel as weight off of our bodies and give it back to source. If there are things that are weighting you down that are important, then know that they can be retrieved later after this class is over. But setting an intention now for being able to release everything that is not serving us for the next hour. And maybe those things that are not serving us beyond. And as your angels and guides come close and they protect the space that you're in, asking them to help you to turn off the narrative mindset, that ego mindset, so that it can come into a awareness of here and now. Being able to tap into the sensations of your body and honoring them today without judgment, and knowing that what you get out of each pose today is exactly what you're meant to get out of it. It is with gratitude that we come into this space, that we share this space. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. And then we're going to move into wash mosh. Some of you are familiar with that. So that is a washing machine breathing technique. So we are spinning, and I want you guys to choose the speed that works for you today. I do highly suggest that you match your breath with your speed. And if the speed doesn't match the breath, then try to match it or find a way in order to make it work. I like to breathe from the knee to the knee, and then I exhale on the back side. So I breathe in on the front, and I breathe out on the back. Now I have the capacity to do a very long inhale. So if that's the case and you are like that too, maybe you can do an inhale that goes all the way around, and then an exhale is all the way around. So again, you just have to figure out what works for you right here, right now, in this moment, what resonates on the speed, what resonates for the length of your breath, but just make sure you're breathing. And as you bring your awareness into the breath, it draws your consciousness inward so that you can sense your body a little bit more. We're going to go 2 more times, and then we're going to switch the direction. Christmas music. Okay. we're going to switch it out. So whatever direction you were going, we're now going to go the opposite. I said piano music, I didn't say what kind. This is a mixture of Christmas and regular instrumental. Two more times, everybody. Okay. All right, let's go into fingertip touches. We haven't done those in a while either. So close your eyes. We're going to take the thumb and the index finger and bring them together. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Feeling the sensation between the thumb and the index finger. All right, now we're going to take the thumb to the middle fingers. Take a deep breath in. Breathing out. Thumb moves to the ring fingers now, feeling the sensation between them as you're breathing. Thumbs to the pinkies, breathing in. And go back to the ring fingers. Back to the middle. To the index. And then just leaving the index and the thumbs connected, I want you to bring your awareness back into your inhale. Breathe in, feel the belly expand, feel the chest and lungs expand. And then exhale, maybe a little sigh. And then bring awareness now with your eyes closed into your body. And I want you to begin feeling and sensing where you're holding your tension. If you're not holding any tension at all, then just bring the awareness and stick with the breath. If you are feeling tension, paying attention, is it in the head? And if it is, where in the head? Is it in the neck? In a part of the shoulders? And if so, where? Are you feeling it in your chest? Or in your gut? Just bringing awareness into where you are feeling these sensations. And these are the sensational places that we want to work on today with our breath. Our idea, our intention while we are working through these poses is to breathe into where we're feeling this tension and to shrink it down. When you shrink it down, it allows you to isolate it. And then we want to give ourselves permission to separate it from our body, saying, I don't consent, I don't want to hold on to this energy. I would rather transfer it back to love, back to Creator and Source, where it can be processed. And so those are your mindsets, when we're actually working with energy and we're trying to help relieve and take the weight off of the body, because when we are stressed, it is a dense, heavy energy that can be felt physically. Okay, let's work into the wrist first. So we're going to take one of our hands and we're just going to press lightly, not till you're feeling any pain, but we're just going to stretch the wrist out. And then flip it and stretch the other way. Just enough resistance that you feel the stretch. Again, down and back. Okay, giving some circles to that wrist. Go both directions. Good, and then some side to side motions. and then shake it out. Flick the fingers. Okay, other side. Press and back. Pressing down and back. Okay, rotations. Both directions. All right, side to side. Flick. Flicks and shakes. Okay, both. Take your hands now at the top of the shoulders. You're going to take and run your hands all the way down and flick the energy off. So down from the shoulders, out and flick it off. And one more time, down and flick. Okay, neck is next. So we're going to take the head, we're going to tilt toward one shoulder. Again, make sure that you are engaged in your abdominals to support the low back, the muscles in the low back which support everything else. Inhale, come up, exhale, other side. Try to keep the shoulders level. Inhale, come up, exhale. You're going to turn and look over the side of the shoulder. Inhale, back to center, exhale, other side. And come back to center. Inhale, bring the shoulders up, and then exhale, roll them back and down. Good. Inhale, up. Roll them back and down. Up. Rolling them back and down. We're going to go the other way, so we're going to go up and rolling forward. Good. Up. Rolling forward. And again, up and rolling forward. Okay, little shake. This time, take your hands up over your head, around the head, down the throat, and shake. Up around the head, down the throat. It's like you're petting your throat, and shake. And one more time. And again, it's almost like you are unzipping out of your own clothing. You are pulling the energy that we are pulling off of our energy fields and tossing it to the side. Okay, we're going to go into the first pose now, which is the eagle arms. So it's going to be a nice gentle stretch for the shoulders. We are going to do, let's do half butterfly while we do them. So one leg is out, one leg is in. If you have any issues in the low back, then you can either sit on a block, sit on a blanket, or a small pillow. If you put that under the sits bones, then it basically tilts the pelvis forward, makes it more comfortable. So grab that if that is something that feels good for you today. So we've got the one leg out, we've got the one leg in, and then whatever leg is out, that's the arm that's going to be on bottom. So right now, my right leg is out. I'm going to put my right elbow on bottom, and then I'm going to bring my hands back toward each other. Again, wherever your range of motion takes you in this pose. If you're here, then you're here. No problem. If you're here, great. If you can wrap, totally great. No judgment. What I want you to do before you get totally settled is lean forward and see where you go. Because ideally, if you want to continue to stretch through the inside of your thigh while you're in this position, and if you cannot go all the way to the ground, then you're going to want to bring props in order to bring the floor up higher in order to rest your arms on. Okay? So I want you to figure out where that is for you and then bring your props in. Then you can get into the pose. So again, whatever leg is out, that elbow is on bottom. Try to sit up nice and tall. If you want to stay up, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to lean over. I'm just choosing to lean over today because I kind of need an added stretch through the back of the hamstring back here because of the work that I've been doing. The exercise, the cross-country skiing, I can use that. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to take at least 2.5 minutes on this side. Pay attention to the time, okay? And remember that you're not pushing yourself to the full extremity of the stretch. It's taking it to the point where you feel the stretch, and then it's backing off and allowing the muscles to relax completely around the joints that you're stretching. If you've got any pain under any of your, like under the knee that's extended, then you can always bring a blanket under here and prop it up. If it doesn't feel good to compress the knee that's bent, that's in the external rotation, then slide your foot a little further away from your body. Okay, that will take the pressure out of the knee. So for those of you that are nice and settled into this pose, keep in mind that we want to continue to focus on where we're feeling weight in the body, where we're feeling any heaviness, maybe where you're feeling any contraction of the muscles, any pain. And remember that when you focus on where that is, it's a matter of imagining that you could take it and shrink it down to, say, the size of I usually use a mustard seed, something small, and then separate it from your body, which is that's what I use that, because it gives you permission to say that you no longer want to hold on to it. Just breathe. Good, 30 more seconds. Engage your core if you're leaning over, and inhale and come up. And then exhale, unwind. Shake your arms out. Shake your shoulders. Okay? And we're going to set up and go the other direction. Other leg comes in, other leg goes out. Remember, take a moment. This time, whatever leg is out, that elbow is on bottom, so it'll be the opposite. See, like for me right now, I'm like going, oh, that's too much of a stretch. So I'm going to bring another block in. It changed. This hamstring is tighter for me on this side. So just something to consider. All that tightness. Just you go inside your mind and you use your imagination and you isolate where you're feeling, whatever it is. What is it that you're processing? What is it that you need to process that doesn't need to just sit heavy on you? Can you shrink it down and isolate it, and then separate it from yourself? Just breathing into the pose. Another minute and a half. Remember that the more you relax in the posture, your range of motion is going to increase. So you may find yourself making slight adjustments to your props. Use your breath. Your breath is one of the main ways to move and process energy in your body. Use your breath.
use the inhale when I'm gathering up the energy in my awareness, and I use the exhale to separate it and push it out. Engaging in your core. Inhale if you're leaning over. Exhale, slowly unwind. Shake it out. Okay. So the eagle is a way that we can stretch through the back of the shoulder blades. So we're going to do one more thing with eagle before we go into the next pose. Go ahead and take, you can bring both feet out in front of you if you'd like, or you can bring both of them into butterfly, your choice. But we're going to take the elbow that was on bottom first, and then what we're going to do is we're going to lift them up this time until they're about shoulder height. So the elbow's in line with the shoulder. And we're dropping the stretch further down between the shoulder blades just to give it a little added stretch. And then exhale, unwind. Other side. Just a gentle lift. Don't push it. If you feel pain, then come back to where you have no pain. On your next exhale, unwind. Okay, good. Hopefully you can really feel how that changes what's going on through the back of your shoulders and the back of your shoulder blades. The muscles especially around there. It makes a big difference. Okay, we're going to go into reclining butterfly. So this one might take a few moments for you to get set up. I like to use the blocks for reclining butterfly because what's going to happen is your feet are going to be like this, where your feet are touching, the bottom of the feet are touching, the knees are out. And if you have knee issues, I do suggest that you bring extra books or blocks underneath them to bring a support. And you can remember there's different heights, right, in order to help you with the support of what you need depending on your own range of motion. And then if you have some other books or other props that you can bring in, because we're going to be leaning back. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but you're going to put one block like this and one block like this, and then you're going to put the pillow like that. Okay, so you've got one block down, one block up, and then the pillow. And so I'm going to let you guys get that set up on your mat while I do it on mine. Maybe grab another sniff of your oil while you're there. So the feet are in butterfly, you're able to lean back. And then here's the only other thing that I can make as a suggestion for you is when you're leaning back, if your elbows or your shoulders are hurting because of the gravity against them, then maybe bring in a blanket on either side to raise the floor up higher for your elbow. Because if your elbow and your wrist are laying on something, then it is going to be some added support for you. Just a matter of finding out positions and things that work for you, especially when you have bolsters that are long. This really can be very incredibly relaxing. Try to make sure that your head has some support as well. And we'll be here for about 3 minutes. Your feet can either be super close to your body Or again, if you have pressure in the inside of the thighs or in the knees, you could bring the feet further away. In this pose, when you're breathing, again, focus on where you're feeling the sensation in your body that's weighted, and then you're going to isolate that and using your exhale breath to separate it from your body, pulling it out. Maybe imagine placing it in a basket that we'll do something with later. It's a big stretch for the hips when your hips are tight. I haven't done any yoga since last weekend, and I can feel it, especially on my inner thighs. So wherever you guys are, honor your body where it is today. Make sure that you breathe into it. You don't want to sit in pain in any of these poses. It's just because the idea is to relax the muscles around these joints. Good, we got one more minute. We're going to bring the knees back together. You can hold behind the knees, rock your feet forward, sitting your body back upward. Okay, so now we're going to move into all fours. We're going to go into a little cat-cow just to open up the spine. So bring your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Inhale, head up, tailbone up. Exhale, arch. Really stretching through your upper back and shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good, and bring your hips. Let's see, I'm trying to think. It's like you cock your right shoulder forward and your hips kind of go, I don't know how they go. They go left or right. But you're just like opposite. You're like looking over and then shift to the other side and look over. I can't feel what my body's doing. Make sure you pull your belly in if you need that low back support. That's just another little added stretch. Yeah. The side spine. Okay, we're going into melting heart next. For those of you that don't remember what melting heart is, it's a way to open the front of the shoulders by coming down. Here's the key though. You want to keep the hips over the knees. Don't sink back and don't sink forward, okay? You want to be able to bring your arms out and then rest your forehead on top of your hands. On top of your hands, okay? If this hurts your shoulders, then you can always find another way to put your arms. Sometimes it's bringing your elbows in and your palms up, and then you can rest your face or your forehead in your hands, okay? Also with melting heart, if you don't have the flexibility to come all the way down to the floor,
then it may be good to bring some type of blanket or pillow right under the top of the breastbone and rest on that. That's another option. So give you a moment to get settled in order to be able to get, because again, you're melting your heart, you're melting your chest toward the floor. We're opening up all through the front of here, like the collarbone, the pec muscles. And we're stretching the back of the shoulders out like wings, okay? And you want to be able to soften into that, especially if your shoulders are tight. If you need to bring the floor up higher, grab your props. Let your props help you in order to bring more comfort into the pose. And then pay attention again if your booty started shifting back or started shifting forward. Try to slide the hips directly back over your knees again. And we'll be here for 2 more minutes. Maybe 3. I'm hearing Spirit say 3. Using your breath again, just like the other poses, to go into the sensations of your body, shrinking down what you don't want to be there and separating it out with your exhale. This is such a humbling pose. About 30 more seconds. Make sure that you engage your belly as you push through your arms to push yourself back up. And then once again, taking a moment to neutralize maybe a little cat-cow. Just giving yourself a moment to reset. Okay, we're going to go into thread the needle next. This is another gentle stretch that comes across the top and outsides of the shoulders and down your arms. If you have knee issues, then I would say stay up on all fours. If you don't have knee issues, then you can set back, almost like in a child's position. But we're going to take the right arm first and bring it underneath the body, okay? And then you're going to
lean forward. If you're up on your knees, then you're coming down. You're coming all the way down onto the right shoulder. And then if you need a blanket for your head, you can do that. Some of you might be able to come all the way to the floor and have that be comfortable for you. So thread the needle can either be all the way up on the hands and the knees, or you can sit back and get a little bit more compression into the shoulder. It just depends on what works for your body today, okay? Breathing into the sensations, separating all of the stress, all the worry, all the tension that you might be holding on to. Inhale, come up. We're going to bring that arm. Go ahead and sit back for a moment and take your hand and wipe the energy down. Flick it out. Maybe do that a couple times. Okay, and then we're going to go into the other side. So now the left arm is underneath your body. If you need something to put your head on, you can grab a blanket or a pillow. Again, you can either stay in the upright position or you can sit your hips all the way back and bring more pressure and a little bit more compression, in other words, into the shoulder joint. Just whatever works for you. Whatever you do with the other hand is up to you. You can either use it as a kickstand, you can put it forward, put it out to the side, you can even bring it behind your back. Just depends on what feels good to you today. And just remember that once you get into the stretch, try to relax as much as possible and then breathe into the sensations that you're feeling. Giving yourself permission to take them off, to set them aside. Okay, we're going to inhale and come up. Sit back for a moment. Pull the energy off. Shake it out. Okay. And then we're going to move into child's pose last. So, again, bringing in any props that you might like. If you have pressure in the knees, then maybe you want to bring a block and put the block between you and sit on it to bring more space in the back of your knees. Maybe you want to bring props in that you can actually lay on. Like that. That feels really good. So, whatever feels good for you. some of you may be like, I don't need anything at all. Might be like, nope, I'm good. You just come straight out into child's pose with the arms out. Yeah, if you need a little bit added stretch in the shoulders, in the back of the shoulders, go ahead and kind of pivot your arms from one side to the other. Just take some deep cleansing breaths as you do that. If you're going into full child's pose or balasana, the arms are back and the palms are up. If your head does not come to the floor, then that would be a place where you could take a block and actually let your forehead rest on the block. If you have sandbags, putting it across the low back is always a good place for that. So just taking a moment and coming into the child's pose that works best for you today. And we'll be here for probably, about 4 minutes. Try to breathe in through the back side of your body and then out through the front part of your spine. Good. 2 more minutes. Just breathing into your body, into the things that you're trying to process, that energy. The power of the breath to create the movement, to release the energy. Opening up my sinuses. Good. 1 more minute, you guys. So you're going to inhale to come up. Take your props. All right. And then maybe lay all the way down onto your belly and just take a moment and rock your hips. Any last minute stretches that might feel good to you, go ahead and take a moment to do that. And then we'll be moving into your final Shavasana from there. Whatever you like, I'm going to let you guys pick and choose what form of your final Shavasana. Maybe you want to go back into that reclining butterfly. Maybe you want to lie flat. If you have any low back pain today, put a blanket or a pillow under your knees. Options to choose from. Maybe take another whiff of your oil if you have that handy or nearby. Grab a stone if you have a crystal or a stone that you want to hold on to while you're actually doing your meditative Shavasana time. If you ever want to know what kind of stones can help with certain things, let me know. I'm always happy to share that with you. Okay, so hopefully you're getting settled into your Shavasana. And when you do, begin to start closing your eyes. And we're going to bring the awareness back into our hands for a moment. We're going to let the thumbs and the index fingers make a soft connection and just start bringing your awareness a little bit more focused into the hands now. And then slide the thumbs to the middle fingers, to the ring, and to the pinkies, back to the ring, the middle, and the index. Again, middle, ring, pinky, ring, middle, and index. Take a deep breath in through the nose. A little sigh, exhale. Letting your body shift and soften a little bit more, adjusting your props if you need to. We're going to bring the awareness now into the crown of the head. I'd like you to imagine that space on the top of the head. And if you're feeling tension there, I want you to imagine that an energy can come in and flow through your body like water. As it begins to dissolve, to break up and disperse that energy that is dense and heavy in the crown of the head, and begin to move it and wash it down and out of you. Maybe shrinking it down, separating it like we were doing before. Whatever technique works for you. We want to bring the awareness of the tension, letting go of the weight coming off as we move down through your eyes and your eye sockets. I imagine light coming in and dark going out, because dark, to me, I relate with dense energy. And so sometimes I just see my eyes releasing black goo. What have you seen lately that you wish you hadn't seen? Even something like that, and that darkness just comes out of the eyes. Maybe you feel dense or dark energy coming out of your sinuses. Bring the dense energy as you're washing this light through your body out of your ears, your inner ear canals, out of your mouth, your jaw, out of your throat and your lungs. And then through the shoulders, through the collarbone, washing down and out both of your arms. Light in, dark out. We move it down through the torso, through the spine, through every cell, tissue, muscle, and bone. Receiving every organ, light in, dark out. Every chakra. Bringing it down through your hips. Washing it down and out through both of your legs. Use your imagination, guys. Do you feel like it's something you can step out of, like an article of clothing? Is it something, again, that you need to shrink down and condense and then separate and pull out? Is it something that could be swept away? I'm just going to allow you to hold some space here right now for this cleansing. And again, you're just going, with your own imagination, you're going into your own body from the top of your head now to the tips of your fingers and toes. The light is coming in, the darkness is going out, and just use whatever technique works for you. And I'm just going to hold space for you for that. Remember that it's okay to give yourself permission to let go of the things that are causing this weight. The things that are no longer serving you, it's time to take them aside. We use the element of fire to burn away anything that no longer is needing yours to take up time and space within your energy fields, within your organs, your cells, your tissues, your muscles, and your bones. We use water to purify and cleanse what energy is left over. Water rushing through, purifying your whole system. We ground and connect to Mother Earth into the depths and ask her to please receive and anchor our energy as we tether to her nourishment in order to help us the rest of this day and beyond. Feeling from her. And we ask the sun to come in and restore our energy, bringing energy and renewal into the solar plexus, so that that energy can be manifested and expanded throughout our entire energy fields. Breathing in and breathing out. When you feel like you get to a point where you feel clear, where you feel a little bit lighter, then you want to seal that beautiful, healthy vibration in with a infinity sign. It's like the figure 8. You can do that 3 times. And then we'll just take another deep cleansing breath in through the nose. A sigh for your exhale. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And again, last one. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Rock your head a little bit from side to side. Waking your body up. some point, rolling over onto your side, taking a fetal position for a moment, bookmarking anything that you experienced during your class today that you want to save and hold on to in order to utilize later. Maybe another technique that you can use in order to help you when you need it the most. And then when you're ready, you'll be pushing yourself back up, and we'll take a breath together. So once you have your sits bones back on the floor, give yourself a bear hug. Kind of pull your belly in, lock in your core, but draw your shoulders down. And then switch that out. Feels good to kind of turn and stretch your neck at the same time when you're doing that. Bring your arms behind you. Grab your arms if you can. Stretch and open the front part of your chest. And then shake it out. Okay, inhale, bring your arms up. Can't really do that in here because my wall is here. And then bring your hands down into your heart center, bowing your head, honoring yourself and your space today. We thank your angels and guides, your own higher self, for coming in and creating an opportunity without resistance to be able to nourish yourself with your self-care. I thank you for letting me be a part of your journey, being able to guide you through these poses, guide you through your breath, and in your awareness and awakening to taking the weight off. I hope that this class helps you now and any time in the future. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.
All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It is the holiday special time of year. I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you are celebrating, and sending you a big hug. Lots of love. Bye.